afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back once again to Fat Cat Collections. Today, folks, I got a great company I want to introduce you guys to. And believe it or not, this company doesn't have a huge YouTube influence, or YouTube presence, I should say. And hence, it's one of the reasons why I reached out to the company in the first place. Now, I've worked with many different car audio companies over the years, from many different Android decks to, Bluetooth speakers. I guess that's not really car related, but, a lot of electronic devices. And my most recent collaborations with Power Acoustic. And this go around, I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I reached out to NVX Audio Company. Like I said, a relatively newer company. It's my understanding that the gentleman who owns or did own, I forget exactly which one it is, Sonic Electronics wanted to create its own line of subwoofers, hence the name NVX. And I believe that's the initials of the founder of Sonic Electronics. Now again, I'm not going to, when I do the other videos, I'll talk a little bit more about that. I'm going to be reviewing this product again down the road, because when it comes to audio stuff like this, you really get, there's a long process to make these videos. You got to do the install, you got to do the unboxing, of course, you got to listen to it, got to tune everything. So I always like to come back to this stuff, because so far, of all the systems that I've ever done, when you first put them together, you always got to tweak things a little bit. Now, this go around is in the Dodge Ram, my 2003, my newest toy, and this is really exciting because the Dodge Ram regular cab has tons of space behind the seat. So I did try to stuff in 215s. Unfortunately, if I did that, I would have had to have the armrest in one position, either down or up, and I wanted the ability to be able to change that. So I was easily able to stuff 212s back here. The manufacturer recommends, I believe, 1.75 cubic feet per driver. I run these, the specs through WinISD, and generally, it's not a set rule, but kind of a good sort of rule of thumb is the larger the box size. Again, all these, there's limits to all this stuff. Larger the box size, the more efficient the box becomes, and more boomy. Now, I like a lot of different types of music. I like rap, I like rock, but I do find in the truck or in my cars, I generally listen to a lot of rock, heavy metal, rap, of course, a lot of mumble rap. So, I wanted something pretty well-rounded. I opted to tune this enclosure down to 29 hertz. Now, these subwoofers do have an FS, I believe, of 28 hertz. I went low. I wanted to tune it deep. I've always had good luck tuning subwoofer boxes to 30 hertz. So I want to go a little bit deeper because I've noticed in some of the other boxes, it just doesn't really get that low extension like I want it to, and I really want it to be pretty musical as well. If you think about home subwoofers, they're always tuned pretty deep and they get that low rumble. So we'll see what we get, of course, but today is the unboxing. So they were nice enough to send me originally 215s, but I changed my mind. I said, let's go with the 12s. I did two of their 12-inch VSW series subwoofers. Now, these are, I believe, the previous model. They have a brand new model coming out, but the power handling on these newer models is going to be higher than these. So I wanted something that was going to work with the amp that I was using. Maybe at a later date we'll collaborate again. Hopefully we can collaborate with one of the other vehicles. I'm more than willing to do that. But let's see how they sound first. So you guys will be seeing a minimum three videos from this company on my channel. So here is the unboxing. Now this is tough because I have a really hard time waiting and I'm very impatient. So here is the box. Right from NVX. It's a cardboard box, right? I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. You guys don't know I don't normally do unboxings. I really like to do videos where I talk about the product, show it, and give you guys my thoughts. What's more important is a year down the road, how are these going to perform, right? But we'll do the unboxing anyway. So when we unwrap this here, or unbox it, so to speak, we have the brand's manufacturer's box, and I believe this box is part of the manufacturer's box. I know if you go into there's probably not any, well, other than like Best Buy and places like that, retail chains where you can go in and buy stuff. Generally, you have just the manufacturer's box, and then you'll have a shipping box. These, I believe, come right from the manufacturer in the shipping box, because most of what NVX sells, if not, I'm not sure if they're actually in any brick and mortar stores. I'm not sure if Sonic Electronics does have any brick and mortar locations. I would tend to think not. This is their shipping box. So let me just kind of be careful how I open this up here, because I did already peek at this, even though it's an unboxing. You guys know I'm super impatient. I can't wait for anything. So let me get this out of the way here. All right, so pretty basic box, pretty thin cardboard. I'll be honest with you guys. I'd like to see NVX increase their packaging. But the cool thing about this is that when we order stuff mail order, for the most part we're protected. Companies are pretty good about if you get something that has a problem, they're going to take care of it. Damage does happen from time to time. A lot of times it's from shipping companies not being gentle. We'll see. I'd like to see them increase the packaging. So let me open this up here. We have a little bit of cardboard in here. I've already taken out the larger ring of cardboard, and then we have, of course, what's important, the subwoofer. So there's the box. There's really no reason to spend a lot of time on that. So here is the sub. Beautiful, beautiful design on this. I gotta tell you, I'm gonna, when I do these videos, this is gonna be a lot of my personal opinions. Some of what I say on these videos is very subjective, but one thing I really like about a company who makes their subwoofer clean and simple like this is that this will match any vehicle. Whether you want to put it in the interior of a vehicle like I'm doing, whether it be an SUV or a pickup truck, you want the subs to have a good look. I'll tell you, you guys know I've done power acoustic in other vehicles. I don't like the way some of the power acoustic, especially the Mofo subs, look with that bright blue, very space age looking. This is clean, very simple, nice smooth cone, dust cap integrated right into the cone. The cone looks like a hybrid, kind of like paper cone, which is going to be very musical. That's why paper's used in so many subwoofers over the years. You see a lot of different types of materials. They're all good. Depending on your application, if you're putting this in like a marine application, I wouldn't recommend it unless these are protected. When you have something like my old Sony Explodes, there is no paper. So they can, although they're not marine subs, they're a little more durable from being around moisture. These, again, anytime you have a paper cone, you want to be careful where you mount these. Again, inside a vehicle's totally fine, right? You're not going to have any kind of problems. Nice thick foam rubber surround fused to this outer layer. Again, the plastic or polypropylene, whatever this is made out of, is actually just to protect the, I believe, the paper and give it a really nice look. I like that combination. You still get the musical qualities of the paper and the lightweight. The lightweight efficiency of paper is the best that I can describe it. But the protection of having the polypropylene, and it just looks cool. It looks clean. I don't like the way paper cones look. I know they're not cheesy, but they just don't have that nice look. This is beautiful. I love the fact that it's all black. Very simple logo. The logo NVX. It's basically, you can look at it upside down, right side up. You can mount this either direction. It doesn't really change. This is a great looking sub. This is perfect for my Dodge Ram build because the truck is all murdered out, all black. Couldn't have chosen a better brand. Hence part of the reason why I reached out to MTX. They are cosmetically a beautiful looking speaker. I personally, I know there's a lot of companies out there, Sundown, we have, Kenwood, all these different brands out there. I don't like it with a lot of branding. And I know I've said, like, when it comes to watch reviews, I don't mind branding. When it comes to, like, car audio and speakers, I really want things to be very clean, And I think that this logo is very clean. It's subtle. They didn't slap it in your face. It's kind of a raised NVX logo built directly into the cone. To me, if you're concerned with cosmetics, which I always am when doing a build on anything, I want the subs to look good. These look great. You can't go wrong with black. I think this is something that I don't know what NVX's plans are. I really wouldn't change anything in the design of in the look of this sub. It's beautiful, it's clean, it's simple, it'll work with any vehicle. Most trunks are going to be that charcoal or black. This will blend in perfectly. Now, if you do want something that's going to have a little more pop, this isn't going to be something that's super, bright red or anything like that. But what would be pretty cool down the road is if maybe NVX did some kind of different color options. I'm not sure if there is a market for that, but really, as far as I'm concerned, this is their best looking subwoofer. Again, hence the reason why I wanted this particular sub. But keep in mind, the newer models of this, the version, I believe they're the version 3s, will have, I believe, as far as I know, 800 to 1,000 watts. And like I said, I didn't want to wait for those because the amp I have is going to be sufficient. So what else do we get on this? Let me read you the specs. So we have a 1200 watt max. Again, always take that with a grain of salt. That's not a steady stream of power. 600 watts RMS, what they recommend. I'm going to be running this off a Banff 8000 by Power, Banff 8000 by Power Acoustic. It's their monoblock amp. It's not an 8,000 watt amp. Realistically, it's about 1100 to 1300 RMS. You have this is a dual 4 ohm voice coil, also available in a 2 ohm. So depending on your amp wiring needs, you'll be able to get 2 ohm voice coils. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. Non-pressed paper cone with woven carbon fiber top. If this is carbon fiber on the top, I just don't see it. but that's what it says, woven carbon fiber. Maybe it's integrated somehow into something I'm not seeing. To me, this is like a polypropylene, but again, I could be wrong. High excursion foam surround. Very nice thick foam surround. Again, excursion, you know, take all that with a grain of salt. It is a stamped steel basket, single Nomex spider, and a really nice size magnet. You know, remember, a lot of times when it comes to car audio companies, we don't want to buy things, especially when it comes to audio, based on you know, oh, this got a bigger magnet, so it's better. It's got higher power handling, so it's better. It's a combination of many things. Your vehicle is the most important aspect, and of course, I'd say your box, right? So you can have the most inexpensive subs in the world. You put them in the right box, they'll sound great. The most expensive, you put them in the wrong box, they won't. Now, let me just, I want to keep holding this up here. I'm going to pop up some pictures throughout this video to kind of keep you guys engaged. I've been doing that with a lot of the reviews lately because I can't just keep holding this thing. It's kind of heavy, right? Speaking of, it's got fantastic weight. Don't let the stamped steel basket, you know, turn anybody off. I have seen no difference between a stamped steel basket and like an aluminum, you know, I don't know what you call it, aluminum cast. It doesn't really make any difference, in my opinion, at all. And remember, guys, when it comes to car audio, most people want their vehicle just to sound good and really have some bump, hurt your ears a little bit. There's a line, a distinct line with car audio when it comes to what normal people are listening to who just want to bang it out. And don't get me wrong, I want it to hit, I want to feel it, right? I want it to hurt. But and guys who are competing in DB drag races, a lot of the competition stuff is geared for those guys who are, you know, looking to maximize every single like fraction of a decibel, right? So in the real world, in the normal person's life, like me, like you guys, like most of us, unless you're DB drag racing, there is really no point in going crazy with stuff. You are limited to your electrical system. So you could have, you know, you could say, oh, well, I got the money, I'm gonna go all out, I'm gonna go getting the biggest amp I could buy. It doesn't make a difference. Your factory electrical system in most cars, unless you have like a big diesel truck or something, is going to really support about, say, 1,000 to 1,300 watts RMS. Anything more than that, you're going to start to pull from the battery. Now, if you want to go ahead and compensate by adding multiple batteries, you could definitely do that, but there is a limit how long it's going to last. Again, my recommendation is always try to keep your system, you know, in the 1,500 watt range on a factory electrical system. I've done that over the years. I've had no problems. I have kind of pushed the boundaries a little bit with my Honda, my Solara, by running some of the tar amps, but again, I don't, you know, I'm just, when I blast in hard, I blast for hard for a second and I kind of let everything catch up, you know. I generally listen to things at normal volumes, believe it or not. So, so what else about this sub? So one thing that's really important with, that I want to mention with the NVX series subs, or the, I'm sorry, the VSW series subs, and just in case I forgot to mention it or the picture hasn't popped up yet, this is the NVX VSW 12.4 V2. If you were to get the 2-ohm version, it'd be the VSW 12.2 V2. And again, stay tuned for more updates from this company. They are coming out again with their newer model. If you are looking to add more power, check those out. Again, I was trying to use the amp I had, and I didn't really want to wait for the V3s. I wanted to get this done. So, all right, so accurate hard hitting bass. I'm not going to read you guys. What I want you to do is click the link in the description, read more about it, and then of course check out my other videos. By the time you guys watch this, you'll have the opportunity to see the demonstration video, which again, take it with a grain of salt. Please don't be one of those people who are like, oh man, you can't, you know, that didn't sound loud, or man, that was crazy. You could a YouTube video is not an accurate representation of the audio coming out of a vehicle. Which, you know, a lot of times I hear videos where the recording device has a great microphone. It's really picking up the deep. It sounds like it's crazy when it's not. And there was times in my life where I had systems that I knew were you know, maybe having an issue, like my Solara when I first started, and we'll crank that up and on camera it sounds amazing, but in real life not so much. So again, take that with a grain of salt. And you know, if you trust my experience with this stuff, I've been, you know, reviewing products a long time. If you're one of my 18,000 followers and you trust my judgment, then trust my judgment on what I'm telling you here. So again, the most important design aspect of this sub that's kind of sets them apart from the competition is the aluminum shorting ring. They're one of the, I believe, the only companies that do it. And it says here, what makes, I will read you this part of it, right? What makes our subwoofer stand out from other subwoofers is the aluminum shorting ring. And what it says here is the ring is a conductive aluminum ring placed in the air gap, which between the pole piece and the voice coil, reuse in inductance. This in turn reduces distortion. That's the important stuff. Then, feature action. Now here's the benefit, right? This in turn reduces distortion, allows the subwoofer to accurately play a higher part of the bass spectrum. What it means, the important thing here, what it means is it provides more power delivery to the voice coils and improves sound quality to your woofer. These features are typically found only in higher end subwoofers, but with our out-of-the-pocket price point, it makes it accessible to you. So it sounds like something that is used in higher-end subwoofers. I've never heard of an aluminum shorting ring before, but it is something that's talked about quite a bit with this particular line from NVX. So I'm curious. Again, if you are installing stuff properly and not overdoing it or underdoing it, you're not going to have any problems. So as far as the other specs, again, it does have a Y30 high efficiency ferrite magnet, which will provide more power to your subwoofers. Again, a lot of the stuff, when you read subwoofer reviews or subwoofer descriptions across the board, a lot of them are going to sound very similar, because a lot of them are. Well, again, what really makes this difference is the aluminum shorting ring. 1200 watts peak, 600 watts RMS, high rolled foam surround, aluminum shorting ring, non-pressed paper cone, stamped steel basket, Nomex spider. It's a 100-ounce magnet, in case any of you were wondering. I'm not going to read the mounting depths and all that, or the feel small parameters. Again, recommended port enclosure 1.75, recommended seal 1.25. Does have a 1-year manufacturer warranty. And the X-Max, for you folks who are concerned with that, is a 12mm X-Max. Again, X-Max really has a lot to do with, it's going to matter more depending on what box you're putting it in. Because remember, if you're putting it in a sealed enclosure, that will make a difference. If you're putting it in a ported enclosure, your subwoofer at tuning frequency is barely moving. So, and again, the FS, the resonant frequency, is going to be 25 Hertz. So what's most important is how is this going to sound. So what I encourage you guys to do, I love the subwoofers look. Based on the cosmetics alone, the specs on paper look good so far, hence the reason I reached out to them. Love the way, I already got one of these installed in the truck. The box is in today. It's been a long week trying to get this done. I am so pleased with the way it turned out. And in this video, you might see a pop-up. We'll see if I want to force you guys to watch the demonstration video before I show you the box, but it's probably popping up right here, right now. I do want you guys to see that. So I'm super happy with the box design. It looks killer. And I gotta tell you, all the years I've been following car audio, I have not seen too many regular cab vehicles with 212s, let alone 212s in a 5 cubic foot box. So this sucker looks fantastic. I'm so, if you guys cannot see my excitement already, I'm trying to get this video done so I can go down there and get this installed. It's gonna be killer. So happy with it, and I'm sure these are gonna sound great. But stay tuned, check out the other video. Thanks for watching, guys. I do want to thank NVX for their generosity and sending me these subs for review. I look forward to working with them again. I've been following NVX for quite some time now, and I'm really glad we were able to come up with a collaboration agreement. This is awesome, and I hope to do more work with them. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to the channel, and take care.